Hey guys, Dishsoap here. This past weekend, I played in the NA Regional Finals, and in these videos, I'm gonna do a VOD review of the games I think I played well in, and like analyze my gameplay and thought process for like how I would play in a tournament. Just some context for this game. The first two games I played in, I went 6th and then 4th, which is not great, but it's definitely, like, you can definitely come back from it. For this game, I'm looking to get a good placement, so let's see how we do that. I usually prefer to go for tier, but there's no tier in this carousel, so I'll just go sword. See Renekton and Kale pair. Just early games, all about just holding like valuable units in pairs. Nothing really crazy. With sword, I'm definitely looking to play like more AD. And then we get to the first part of this game that's pretty fortunate. I get dropped a full underground shop. And obviously when you get underground early, it's definitely worth the play up. So for sure picking that up. And I actually hold on to the extra Kale just in case I get the 1-cost Kale carry augment. And here I think I have a pretty interesting decision. Looking back on this, I'm not sure I made the right one, but I mean, it still worked out. So my options are Burning Spirit, Rock Salt, and Boxing Lessons. I'm not thinking about Rock Salt at all. There's no way I can play Mascot from this opener. Boxing Lessons and Burning Spirit is probably closer than you think. Like, obviously, I'm gonna be playing Underground, so like, Boxing Lessons just kind of fits into the opener because you're gonna play the Vi anyways. But if you look at my items, I have Sword, Rod, Bow. Burning Spirit is like the best item for like the TF Spellslinger comp. If I get a Shiv, which is only one tier away, I have Shiv Gunblade, which is probably best TF. And I can maybe use Underground to like get some extra economy to help me hit the TF comp. So honestly, I could see an argument for Burning Spirit being better here. But I end up just taking Boxing Lessons. Thing is, past two games I played TF and I did not have a good time. I couldn't hit the TF, so I'm kind of a little averse to it this game. And here, even though I have Underground, I still level. The reason for that is that, like, I have a Kale 2, and I have a combat lesson, or I have a combat augment with Boxing Lessons. Like, leveling this for Renekton makes my board, like, a lot stronger, and I don't really care that much about, like, winning or losing. I think, like, winning and losing with 3 Underground, it doesn't really make a diff. It's really when you get to 4 Underground where you, like, really want to start losing. I also summon the Gunblade. With Boxing Lessons, it's really, really hard to use rod items until, like, late game. I mean, like, you could maybe, like, play around Acel, but outside of that, it's really hard to be able to utilize these rod components. So I'm just gonna slam the Gunblade. It's not, I don't think Gunblade's that good, but it's just something to kill the rod. Boxing Lessons, probably just looking to play Warwick here. You can flex with this augment, but it's just, like, it's just gonna be simple to play Warwick here over anything else. Like, you can maybe play Jax, like RFC Gunblade, but personally, I don't really like Jax outside of Big Data. He doesn't really do enough damage otherwise. And Gunblade is not great on Warwick, but like, it's acceptable. And if this Gunblade can save me HP or even like win a couple rounds early game, I think it's a fine slam. So on Carousel here, I think it's pretty interesting. So I have an open bow. Yeah, I just have an open bow. I think I wanted to go for this Gnar. I don't know if I got it. Like, last was turn that I can play around the chain. Outside of that, it's kind of tough to see what you would go for here. I think I remember what I took, but so the thing about Warwick is that like last Whisper is not actually that good on him because oftentimes you can like easily fit Morgana into his comp and like you can just go for a different damage item. Don't really know if I want to go Runon's play around Glove. I think taking Gnar here would be best, but I don't think I get it. Yeah, and then I see the rest of these options. I don't really like them. You could go for like RFC, like, or not RFC, but just bow play around belts. Just keep double bow open. Maybe that's like Titans, Rudons, or GS, like just a different combination of bow items. I think it's fine. But since I won the round, I think I want to go for what makes me strongest here, which is probably Warmogs. So I just take the Warmogs to try to like start to win rounds. And Warmogs Renekton's pretty good because his damage scales off his HP. And choose to continue. I think the only heists that are worth, the only one heist that are worth taking are the ones that give you gold, because it like might like let you make like an extra econ interval. So I think I might have taken that if it was like 8 or 9 gold or something. But since it's only a sword, I think I can skip because I don't really lose any money for it. Like like if I could take it, it makes me an econ interval, and then I could drop the Ezreal for Duelist. That'd probably be pretty good. But I get really lucky with overtime timing and win the fight anyways. And here is like definitely the most hard part of the game. I get a Warwick on Krugs and a Vi too. Okay, admin here. There's 2 real options. Because every 5 seconds your team gains AD and 66% health gains 60 attack damage. So if I want to play Warwick carry, the one that makes my Warwick the strongest is the 66% health one. But with how tanky my team is with like Boxing Lessons, and I'm probably going to play at least 4 Brawler. The Brawlers actually stay alive super long, and like this AD is not worthless like even on your frontliners. I don't even think this is a bad choice, but I think I end up taking 66% because I have Gunblade. I don't know. I think it's fine to take both though. Like it's not very clear which one's better. Normally, I would make money there by selling Sona Riven, but I want to be moving this Gunblade plus bow item over to Warwick as soon as possible. So I'm just gonna replace Kale with Sona. So I'm just gonna lose Econ to be able to do that. It's not worth selling Blitzpair or Morgana, I think. So just don't make money. So now I have Runons, which is just a slam. And then I level here because I get 4 Brawler plus Admin to keep it underground, and I'm on 3 streak, so pretty clear level for me. And don't buy Sona pair because she doesn't really matter. She's going off my board as soon as I cash out. And here, I just take Brawler Heart. It doesn't really do anything like this turn, just because I need to be playing underground. But as soon as I cash out, I'm super strong. And I like it more than Exiles because it makes your level 8 really clear. Without Brawler plus 1, you have to like find a good unit to play, which is pretty hard sometimes. It's usually just legendaries. But like late game, Exiles is probably better because you can just play full legendaries. You don't really care about Brawler. But it's kind of hard to get to late game if you don't take stuff like Brawler Heart to stabilize you on 8. And here I'm 7 out of 10, and I really want to lose the round. And I'm scouting. Here, let's see if I actually scout. Okay, yeah. So I'm scouting for this guy. This is the guy I want to lose to. I think I lose to the other two. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put my Warwick on the front row on the right side with 0 protection so that his team targets my Warwick first. Because I want to be getting out of this underground and cashing out as soon as possible. So I really want to lose this round. I could just do something like taking out the Warwick, but I still want to kill units. So I'm just gonna do a little hedge. And I move all my team to the right and then just frontline the Warwick or move all my team to the left and frontline Warwick on the right. Don't end up fighting him, but it still works out. I think I was gonna lose this guy no matter what my board was, so. Nice, perfect cash out interval. And I'm basically gonna take this cash out no matter what, just because I do not want to be playing underground anymore. It makes my board way too weak. And just take sword here. With this admin, 66% health, the best third item is probably Edge of Night, so that's definitely something I want to consider, but even something like IE, GS, DB would all be fine. And I just level here for Morgana, 6 Brawler, and Laser Core. Really big spike. Cash out was I think like a belt and, let's see, a belt and 11 gold. That's fine. And now I'm like super rich. So probably just gonna be sacking the next 2. Or next 3, sorry. I'm probably leveling to 8 on 4 too. Here we get the 4 laser. And pretty much you want to prio 4 laser over almost everything. So yeah, just get rid of the Morgana. Morgana is probably my level 8, but I'm just thinking that I can probably find another one by that time. Putting Warwick in the center because he's actually kind of the safest here in the mid game. The way like these melee carries work on like stage 3 is that number 1, people's carries don't really do that much damage, and number 2, they usually put them on the sides of the board. So what happens is their range carries will like kill your units on the side, and then they'll retarget aggro to their closest target, which will be the other units on the side, and they'll usually target whatever in the middle, like 3rd or 4th, which is usually enough for a melee carry to end the fight. Late game with stuff like big CCs and just higher damage, like getting rid of your frontline, definitely want to start putting melee units on the side. But early mid game, middle's probably the safest spot to put your carries. So let's see if we can do an example of that. So as Ashe and Sivir are gonna kill my Vi, and then my Renekton walks up and they target the Renekton, and my Warwick's safe. I maybe could have done this better. If I had my Jax a little bit more to the left, I wouldn't need my Renekton to walk up, they would just attack the Jax. But it still works out this way. You got a nice 2 streak going. Nice purple shot, but it doesn't really matter. And here I just want to get Warwick to an 8, stabilize, and then just go 9 for Mordekaiser. We get the GA, so I think it's just an insta-slam, and the Morgana. I think it's like okay to level here. If you level here, you're like committing to trying to streak and like committing to going 9 relatively early. I end up just not, because you never know how long it's going to take to hit Warwick too. And I think I end up fighting probably the strongest guy in the lobby at this stage of the game, so lose my streak. I Like, I think if I leveled and like positioned perfectly, I think I could maybe win. So we have Jewel Lotus, Thrill the Hunt, Portable Forge. I already have 3 items on Warwick, so Portable Forge is pretty useless. And then we have Lotus and Thrill. So Lotus actually does work on Warwick's spell, and it's like good late game with Mordekaiser too. In a hypothetical world, if I could teleport to late game and have a Mordekaiser too, I would take Jewel Lotus. But obviously we don't have that right now. And Thrill is amazing with Laser Core. Laser Core puts a lot of your board power into one unit. Keeping that unit alive with the drone procs of Laser Core is super, super valuable. It's one of the better interactions for Thrill. So yeah, Thrill's actually, I don't really like Thrill in general, but Thrill with Laser Core is fantastic. So I just take it. And it's gonna pay off really, really good this game. Level here, start rolling. So right here I have Jax pair, Morgana pair, Yasuo pair. I think I'm only supposed to roll until I hit one of them. Let's see what I do. Also have Ace pair, but I think Morgana's better. Okay, here I'm definitely supposed to just sit and not roll anymore. But I think I just roll one more time and get rewarded. But I'm probably just supposed to sit there. Usually the 4 brawlers I like to run in this comp without augments is just Blitz, Warwick, Renekton, obviously, and the last one I actually like Jax. Jax actually has the highest base stats, and I like his extra damage, and he can actually pop off with laser drone sometimes. I like Jax over Riven, Vi, and Lee. And here I just want to be saving up my money to roll down again on like probably 5-1. It's not worth it to roll here because I don't really, I don't have Warwick pair, and Yasuo pair is decent, but definitely not, like I definitely don't have to dig for it. The winning is pretty good. Carousel, okay, there's 2 really good things in this carousel, remember. There's Mordekaiser, which is obviously excellent. It's the Sunfire as well. There's also Warwick, but Warwick gets denied. Definitely going to go for this Mordekaiser here. He takes it. Honestly, here I have no idea what component I'm supposed to take. I'm Belt Rod. I just go for her cloak, just like to maybe make Shiv. Or sorry, not Shiv, Spark. But I just chill. Also, I think I'm actually misplaying this a bit. I don't think I'm supposed to roll here. I end up hitting the Mordekaiser, which is obviously fantastic. But let's go to the start of the turn. If I sell the Kaisa, I can make 30. Yeah, I'm just supposed to sit here. 30 gold is not nearly enough gold to hit an uncontested to hit a not uncontested, but to hit a unit to hit a 4 cost 2 star. It's not enough gold on 8. I'm supposed to just sit too. I'm healthy enough. Yeah, I mean, what I should be doing is scouting, seeing like if I need to spike, but it's kind of hard to spike with the amount of gold I have. Obviously it pays off, but I do think this is a misplay. I just rot him. I'm pretty done with the Spark idea now, as soon as I get the Mordekaiser. Because Rod actually becomes pretty valuable with Mordekaiser, because you can go stuff like Deathcap and JG. And I'm selling the Morgana just to make some money here. Hopefully I sit next round. I think I do. Yeah, just sit here, make 30. Next turn is going to be the turn when I have, or not next turn, but like 5-1 is going to be when I have enough money to roll for Warwick. Positioning here, I'm just keeping my tanky suits on the side. If I have a Warwick 2, I can be same side as their carry and be fine usually. But with Warwick 1, it's kind of sketch. And here, just looking to itemize Mordekaiser mostly. Get up in their cloak. Pretty much has to be Declaw. I was talking to some other people after this game, and they suggested double Zephyr, which I think is okay, but I ended up just going tank items. It's a pretty heavy AP lobby, and I actually like having a super tank in this comp. It helps your Warwick stay alive more. I feel like it's kind of hard to maneuver optimal Mordekaiser angles and like double Zephyr. So I just make a Deathcap, Warmogs, and Declaw. Yeah. Get kind of lucky there with the double Warwick shop, but honestly, with how much gold I had, I'm pretty sure I'm likely to hit there. And now we just go 9 to try to play around Mordekaiser 2. The weather is rainy, which is really, really good for Mordekaiser because it helps him cast faster. So I'm definitely looking to hold this Janna for late game. Usually you play stuff like Fiddlesticks and Urgot, but I think when it's rainy Janna, you should definitely look to try to fit Janna in your board. And here's why I like Jax. Like his damage helps him kill stuff with lasers. And right here, the main thing I'm looking to do with positioning is just make sure my Renekton and Warwick are on the same side and my Mordekaiser is hitting a good angle. Also, what I'm also trying to do is make sure my Warwick is opposite side of this guy's Lee Sin. I was trying to swap over to the left side really quick, but I failed, but it worked out this fight. So if, like, just for my thought process here, I'm just thinking, my internal monologue is get the fuck away from Lee Sin, and Renekton same side as Warwick, and that's basically it. The roll there is insane, as you can see. I'm trying to like see how he swaps. He fake swapped one time and didn't swap the second time. So I'm pretty convinced he's not gonna swap, but I don't remember what happens. Both had double healing, so it's kind of hard to kill. And here, I probably just want... So I could go TG, but I don't really have anyone... Like, I'm teaching a Vi, probably. And I definitely just want more Mordekaiser items. And Chalice obviously isn't great, but it's still 30 mana and I think 25 AP, if I remember correctly. Which are not bad base stats for a unit that you want to cast. Like, in a couple of these fights, he hasn't even casted, so the extra mana probably helps. So this guy didn't swap again for the third time. I get punished. Oh, sorry. I'm yapping. Yeah, so I'm trying to dodge this guy. I thought he would swap because he didn't swap the past 3 times, but yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know if I could have won anyways, because this lead is pretty unkillable for me, but you get a good loss. And positioning is like a lot less impactful versus the other matchups. It just Renekton same side as Warwick, but basically. Also trying to dodge some Zephyrs on this Mordekaiser. So here you see the benefit of keeping Renekton same side. This Renekton has tanked 2 TF ults, which was enough for my Warwick to kill his entire team. And also kind of like why, like, it's also a reason I like going for tank items there. And here we saved up our money. I'm just gonna go 9 and roll for legendaries. If you get like Mordekaiser 2 and a bunch of other 2-star 5 costs, this comp can definitely win. But it's just getting there, it's the hard part. Options here. Okay, there's basically one option, right? And I took instantly. Yeah. I don't really need any more tank items. Zero, I don't really need with brawlers. Zeke's can't really use. So it's obviously just death cap with Mordekaiser. Let's get the Janna too. And I think this Mordekaiser is 1 auto to cast with the Janna buff. So definitely want to be... So positioning wise here, number 1, want to be lining up Mordekaiser. Number 2, Warwick, Renekton, same side as... And probably same side as carry. So like this is the ideal. My Mord like hits like the back and front line, and my Warwick capitalizes off the damage. So I line up the Mord here, but he just barely doesn't do enough damage. And I fed his entire team, like Mordekaiser basically fed his entire backline like a full mana bar, and he just blew up my entire squad. But that won't happen with Mordekaiser too. So I'm feeling pretty good after I hit that on the roll down. Against this guy, I just want to be dodging Zephyr. That's pretty much it. Do a last second swap. He falls for it. And Mordekaiser just one-shots his TF. Easily win the fight. Here I could take another Chalice, but I thought my Mordekaiser was already basically one-shotting everything. So I just go Death Cap Janna in case like my Mordekaiser whiffs, so I have like an extra source of AoE. I'm not sure if that's right, but that's what I went for. Here's trying to light up a Mordekaiser. He didn't Shroud me. I don't think he knew it is Shroud. But with Exiles, and I think he's running at least 2 Aegis, my Mord actually doesn't one-shot any of his team. I keep note of that for a future fight. I was fighting DQA's Real, and Asa was fighting my Ghost. Here, let's see if I can slow it down. So I'm scouting. So Asa's fought my Ghost and he beat me. So obviously he did something to mess up. Like he did some positioning trick to beat me. So at the start of the round, I'm gonna check his board to see what positioning he was doing to try to counter me. And I can see at the start, he was moving his front line to the side. So he's messing up my Mordekaiser angle. So I see this and I think, okay, I'm not gonna put my Mordekaiser in the middle because he's trying to dodge it. So I'm gonna end up putting my Mordekaiser to the side to try to counterplay his counterplay. And it's important to check at the start of the round because they don't want you to see this. They're gonna like put their units back into like quote unquote default positioning as soon as the round starts. So see, he moves his shit back to the middle, but I already saw it. So not gonna be putting my Mordekaiser in the middle. It's not gonna work. 2 Mordekaisers. I think I could probably play double Mordekaiser too if I hit, so I'll just lock. And don't end up hitting the... Like, I'm not on the correct side for the Mordekaiser, but it doesn't matter. As long as he's, like, on the side and not in the middle, it's fine, because he can wrap backline anyways. And end up beating him. And if I got Mordekaiser too, I'd probably keep the Janna. I'd probably just cut 6 Brawler, right? Honestly, my admin's not doing much right now, so it would probably just be drop Blitzcrank and Jax for Mordekaiser 2, plus like another 5 cost, maybe like a Fiddlesticks. Zani's is really good, but I just take Randuin's just for the extra stats. Because I don't, like, my Jan's probably only casting once anyways. Zani's is not that good on her. And here, since he has 3 Aegis and Exiles, my Mordekaiser is not one-shotting anything. So here, the most important thing in my head is to have Warwick on the same side as Jhin. Because if that happens, like, there's no chance of his, like, Jhin, like, 1v9ing at the end of the fight, because my Warwick is going to be in his general vicinity. And, like, he's spread out anyways, so my Mordekaiser is always going to have, like, a good enough angle, I think. So I just keep my, like, I don't really worry about my Mord angle here. Just focus on Warwick positioning. And I see he's swapping his Jhin back, so keep it the same as I had. And see, like, my Mordekaiser's not one-shotting anything, but it's fine because his Jhin dies before it matters and end up winning the game. Yeah, that was, I mean, I needed a good placement in this game. Obviously, very, very lucky with the underground start. You need to learn how to play your late game if you want to play for first. I think my main mistakes this game were probably just over-rolling on like 4-5 and 4-5 and 4-2. But as soon as you get the Warwick 2, you can just go straight to 9, play around Mordekaiser. And comp is really, really good. Late game is all about just like those positioning mind games, especially when you're like 1 life. Maybe that'll help you guys in your own games. And that's going to be it for me today. Going to be going over more games from this regionals, from this tournament. So be on the lookout for that. Peace.